Hello, today we'll be talking about Rhydon. The evolution of Rhyhorn evolves at level 42. Up until Gen 4, Rhydon was the only evolution of Rhyhorn. In Gen 4, Rhydon got its own evolution, Rhyperior. Rhydon is also one of the first Pokémon ever created. Rhydon's previous PYC dates are June 17th, 1996, April 8th, 1999, January 27th, 2002, November 17th, 2004, September 8th, 2007, June 29th, 2010, April 19th, 2013, February 8th, 2016, November 29th, 2018, and September 19th, 2021. I like this design. I think it's a nice evolution of Rhyhorn. Let's get into the Bulbapedia article.
Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Rhydon, the drill Pokemon, whose number is 112. This is what it looks like. Its type is Ground Rock. Abilities, Lightning Rod or Rock Head. And Reckless is its hidden ability. Gender ratio is 50-50, catch rate is 60, or 14.8%. Breeding is egg, roots, monster, and field. Hatch time 20 cycles, height is 6'3", or 1.9 meters. Weight is 264.6 pounds, or 120 kilograms. Base experience yield is 204 in the first 4 gens, and 170 in 5+. Leveling rate is slow, EV yield is 2, and attack. Shape is that, footprint is that, Pokedex color is gray, and base friendship is 70. Rhydon is a dual-type ground rock Pokemon introduced in Gen 1. It evolves from Rhyhorn starting at level 42 and evolves into Rhyperior when traded while holding a protector. Biology: Rhydon is a large gray bipedal Pokemon with features similar to both dinosaurs and rhinoceroses. It has narrow red eyes and 2 fangs in its upper jaw. On the tip of Rhydon's snout is a cream-colored horn, which is smaller on a female than on a male. There are several other spikes and projections on its head. On top is a spike that curves forward, 2 triangular points resembling ears on the sides, a wide wavy crest under each ear, and spiky ridges on each cheek. Has a cream-colored abdomen divided into strips by thin divots. A rocky plate on its chest slightly overlaps its abdomen. There is a row of spikes on its back, and they have a long tail with thin black stripes. That is very jarring, since it goes from its back to they. Yeah, that's okay. That should either be, it should just be its. It has a long tail. If we're gonna be consistent with it, calling the Pokemon it as opposed to they. Rhydon is a physically powerful Pokemon. It is recorded as being able to topple buildings with a sweeping blow of its tail, and its horn can bore through solid rock and shatter diamonds. Rhydon sharpens their horns by clashing them together. Its armor, like hide, protects it from heat and physical blows. It is stated to be capable of passing unscathed through streams of magma, 3,600 degrees Fahrenheit, and withstand a direct blow from a cannonball without being harmed. However, because of this tough hide, it is insensitive. Despite its well-developed brain, it can be forgetful. Rhydon lives in rough terrain, like in caves or on top of mountains. Due to its evolution allowing Rhydon to walk on 2 legs, it can expand its territory to more than Rhyhorn's original habitat limit. So here we can see Rhydon using Surf. There isn't a thing about that. I wish there was. But yeah, here's what it looks like, I guess. Evolution: Rhydon evolves from Rhyhorn and evolves into Rhyperior. So you got Rhyhorn, Rhydon, Rhyperior. Game data, NPC appearances, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue Team, and Blue Rescue Team. Rhydon leads an unnamed rescue team which gathers at Pokemon Square just before the player and partner are able to access Magma Cavern. Pokedex entries in Gen 1, in Red and Blue. Protected by an armor like hide, it is capable of living in molten lava of 3,600 degrees, that's Fahrenheit, 200 degrees Celsius. Yellow walks on its hind legs, shows signs of intelligence. Its armor, like hide, even repels molten lava. Stidium, protected by an armor like hide, it can survive in lava over 3,600 degrees. Its horn can bore holes through boulders. In Gen 2 and Gold, its rocket hide protects it from even the heat of lava. However, the hide also makes it insensitive. Silver, its brain developed when it began walking on hind legs. Its thick hide protects it even in magma. Crystal, by lightly spinning its drill-like horn, it can easily shatter even a diamond in the rough. Stidium 2 is just golds again. Gen 3 and Ruby, Rhydon's horn can crush even uncut diamonds. One sweeping blow of its tail can topple a building. This Pokemon's hide is extremely tough. Even direct cannon hits don't leave a scratch. Sapphire, Rhydon has a horn that serves as a drill. It is used for destroying rocks and boulders. This Pokemon occasionally rams into streams of magma, but the armor like hide prevents it from feeling the heat. Emerald, its horn, which rotates like a drill, destroys tall buildings with one strike. It stands on its hind legs, and its brain is well developed. Fire Red, it begins walking on its hind legs after evolution. It can punch holes through boulders with its horn. Leaf Green is red and blues again. In Gen 4, in Diamond and Pearl, its brain developed after it stood up on its hind legs. Its drill horn bores tunnels through solid rock. Platinum, standing on its hind legs, freed its forelegs and made it smarter. It is very forgetful, however. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are their gold and silver counterparts. The Gen 5 entry is Platinum's entry. In Gen 6, X is very similar to Red, Blue, and Leaf Greens, but slightly different, so I'll read it. Protected by an armor-like hide, it is capable of living in molten lava of 3,600 degrees Fahrenheit. Y is Fire Red's entry. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are their Ruby and Sapphire counterparts. In the Gen 7 Pokedex, its brain developed when it began walking on its hind legs. Its armor-like hide even repels molten lava. In Gen 8, Swords is Fire Red and Wise. Shields is X's entry. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are their Diamond and Pearl counterpart. Legends Arceus rapidly rotates its horn to bore through bedrock. It swaggers around volcanic regions, protected from the lava's heat by its tough, armor-like hide. In Gen 9, in Scarlet, the horn of a Rhydon is powerful enough to crush raw diamonds. These Pokemon polish their horns by bashing them together. Violet, it evolved to walk using its hind legs, which has allowed it to expand its habitat even onto steep mountains. So Rhydon in the Blueberry Pokedex. So we got Rhydon here, and a few of them, and Rhyhorn in the background looks like a male and a female, and I don't know if this one might be a female, I think, maybe? I don't know what that's supposed to look like yet. The horn smaller, I don't know if these are the same length or not. Find out later, I guess. Game locations. Side game locations. Held items. Pokemon caught in Gen 1 must be traded to a Gen 2 game in order for a held item to appear. In Red, Blue, and Yellow, you get a Silver Leaf 100% of the time. Gold and Silver, you get a Bitterberry. Has an in-game trade 100% of the time. In Legends Arceus, for Normal, you get Black Tumblestone 35% of the time, and a Ball of Mud 15% of the time. For Alpha, you get an EXP Candy M 100% of the time. Seed of Mastery 20% of the time, and grid items by level for both of them. And for Alpha, I don't know how the math works. Stats, base stats, HP 150, attack 130, defense 120, special attack 45, special defense 45, speed 40, for a total of 485. This Pokemon's special base stat in Gen 1 was 45. Pokéthon stats, type effectiveness, damaged only by Bug, Ghost, Psychic, Dragon, Dark, and Fairy, weak to Fighting, Ground, Steel, Water, Grass, and Ice. So it's all double except for Water and Grass, which are 4. Immune to Electric, resistant to Normal, Flying, Poison, Rock, and Fire, all for half except for Poison, which is a 4th. Notes, if this Pokemon is given a ring target and its ability is not Lightning Rod, the effectiveness of Electric-type moves is 1, so go from 0 to 1. Learn Set by leveling up. We'll do this Evo here, and then go down to Earthquake. Upon evolution, you get Hammer Arm, 47 Earthquake, 54 Stone Edge, 61 Mega Drill, 68 Horn Drill. We're skipping by TMs, and by breeding, nothing by prior evolution, side game data, okay. Pokemon Ranger in the browser entry. Rhydon hurls big boulders that can shatter rock walls. Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia. It throws around its body in a rampage. It rams to attack. Just got all this. Yep, okay. Evolution data. Rhydon evolves from Rhyhorn, starting at level 42, and evolves into Rhyperior when traded while holding a Protector. Rhydon cannot evolve into Rhyperior. In Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, as Rhyperior is not present in those games. In Pokemon Legends Arceus, Rhydon evolves into Rhyperior when exposed to a Protector. Rhyhorn, level 42 Rhydon. Trade using Protector. Yeah, there's the Protector, and then the Rhyperior. Yep. Sprites here, looking a little chunky, but got all the basics down, and you got all the little things there, you know. Yeah, the spikes and stuff, you know. But yeah, this one's a little bit more proportional to what we'd get later. The plates seem to be gone, like these plates here and here. That's interesting. It's kind of just like a belly piece. And the drill is more integrated than it is in these two, and I think it would be later on going forward. That's interesting. Yep, so that one obviously, that back sprite doesn't work for that one, obviously. The claws, there seem to be like 3 or 4 on them. Yeah, I think 3. There's 3 obvious ones anyway. So then gold, you know, a little bit more like what we get going forward. So this is sort of a purple, I guess. This is more of the gray, which is interesting. Yep. So this one's a little bit more ambiguous whether or not it's integrated or a separate piece. So it makes it a little bit more obvious it's a separate piece. Crystals also does that. So you get the head here instead of like the back of the Pokemon. Like it's, yeah, looking at the enemy. Okay. Gen 3, get the proper colors. This gray now, and the yellow, and the red eyes, and red mouth. Instead of the sort of gray or black mouth, I guess. Gray down here, yeah. And this is a little bit more of that sprite, basically. These, oh yeah, the spikes are a little bit more spike-like, I guess. Back spikes. Yep. This is now more of a cream-colored, I guess. Still, yeah, it's interesting. Yep. This looks a little bit different, maybe more defined. Let's see, the rings. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't really tell for that one. So I can't really tell for that one. This one's hands blocking that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, maybe it's 5 or 6, I guess. Yep. And diamond and pearl, so you get to see the shorter horn there for the females. See what that kind of looks like. It looks to be a different, slightly different color, more like sand colored rather than this. Yeah, so the 3 fingers, or claws or whatever, more well defined. You can see that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think, for the rings on the tail. Looks like, yeah. The gray is slightly different in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It's like kind of a darker gray, I guess. The rings on the horn. Oh, I didn't think about that. 1, 2, 3. 2 for this one. 1, 2, 3 for that one. 3 for that one. I think these are all. 2 for that one. 3 for that one. It's like 4 for that one? Interesting. 3 for that one. 1, 2, 3 for that one. They also have 3, but they're very close together, the females. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they're much closer together than the males. Okay, then the black and white, you get 3 there, and 1, 2, 3, it looks like 4 for the tail. Well, you can see it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Interesting. You can see the spikes a lot better. Yeah, everything's all solidified now as a concept. Goes back to the slightly lighter gray, kind of in between these two, I'd say. A little bit darker than that, a little lighter than that, you know. The models, pretty good, pretty faithful, I'd say. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rings there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spikes, 1, 2, 3, 4 spikes there. So you don't get the full black sprite, and that's like 3 that I think you can actually really see there. But yeah. Yep. Get to see the models and how they're different. So it's a slightly different gray than those, or probably wildly different. This is like, I don't know. It's a slightly different color. Yep. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, maybe 3 for that one. The horn there. Okay, yep. On the belly, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 is all I can really see there. 3, I think, for this one. Although 2 really for the proper belly. Yeah, I don't know why this is colored differently. And like 1, 2 maybe for that one. 2, yeah, looks like for Gen 1. Interesting. Yep. That. Yep, Sun, Moon, Let's Go games. That's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Can't really see what the back is. From what's visible, you can only see 3, but there might be more under. Yep. Okay, these are much better models, of course. Swords and Shields are much better models. Quality again. 1, 2, 3. You can't really see 1, 2, 3, I guess, and then 1, 2, 3. The shorter horn there, yep. Largent Arceus, so even better quality models. 3, 3. Can't really tell with the tail. Yep. Home. Got these 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And you get the shorter one for the females. Yep. Difference? I mean, they're slightly darker. I guess they're darker in the Legends Arceus. But I think that's just generally true. I don't know if that's like just the lighting in the game or just when they took the picture. I don't know. But yeah, in the anime, Rhydon in the anime. Got all that. Yep. Pokedex entries in episode 58 in Ash's Pokedex. Rhydon, the evolved form of Rhyhorn. It is known as the Drill Pokemon. Its large horn gives it formidable attack power. So you got Rhydon in Pokemon Origins. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Pokemon Generations. Rhydon in Pokemon Generations. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It seems like 3 is what they kind of universally had going forward. Twilight Wings. Rhydon in Twilight Rings. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. That's all you can really see with the arm in the way. Okay. Gotcha, okay, in the manga. So got Rhydon, Pokemon Adventures 3. Yep. Oh, it's coming off of the panel, that's cool. Yep. In the TCG, trivia. According to interviews with Ken Sugimori, Rhydon was one of the first Pokemon ever created. This is evidenced by early sketches of the Capsule Monsters game concept featuring Rhydon, Lapras, and others. Moreover, Rhydon's index number is 001 in Generation 1. So you get early sketches here of Rhydon. So you got little, it's a lot more, proto Rhydon, I guess. You can see how the Pokeball, how it looks a little bit different than what we got, but it's generally the same basic concept. It releases them as they, go out, but yeah. Now it's kind of more like digitized, I guess. See it, yeah, a lot chunkier and a lot kind of closer to the Gen 1 sprite, I guess. Since Rhydon's index number is 001 in Generation 1, a glitch Pokemon with an index number of 000 or that is greater than 152 will revert to Rhydon when its Pokedex entry is viewed. Ash's Pikachu fought Lane's Rhydon in the anime and defeated it by aiming an electric attack at its horn, despite it being a ground type immune to electric attacks. This particular scene spawned a popular, albeit misquoted, internet meme where aim for the horn is commonly attributed to this episode. Rhydon's horn serving as a lightning rod for electric attacks would be common ability in Generation 3. Ah, that's clever. So we already did this point in probably the Nidoqueen video. This final point I read yesterday. Origin, Rhydon was created with a kaiju motif. Its design appears to draw inspiration from a rhinoceros and some aspects of various dinosaurs, such as ceratopsids. Its horn may be based on drills. Very likely. Name origin. Rhydon may be a combination of rhinoceros, rhyolite, a type of rock referring to its rock type, and Don, Spanish for lord, or Don, common suffix in dinosaur names derived from the ancient Greek word for tooth. Sidon may be a combination of Psy, rhinoceros, and Don. In other languages, related articles, references, yeah, let's move on.
Now let's watch Rhydon's first scene in the anime. Oh, wait. I can't. Rhydon first appears in the infamous episode with a gun, so instead we'll have to watch Rhydon's first scene in the English dub. Except I can't, since I've already watched that in the Kingler video, so we're gonna have to watch Rhydon's second scene in the anime.
Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we're watching episode 42, The Showdown at Dark City. In this episode, two rival gangs, the Yas gym and the Cass gym, are battling to become the primary gym in Dark City. So that's his Scyther, and then the other one has an Electabuzz, and then we'll see a bunch of the other Pokemon fighting.
Electabuzz to ribbon!
So you can see the right on there, and the right hit on top, on Lee, Chan. Yeah, so now they're doing the plan. That was Ash. Misty was up there with a bunch of the townsfolk. Okay. So I think that's safe to say, that was the leader of the Cass Gym, but I think this is safe to say that's, Rhydon's first scene, or, like, 5th scene in the anime, or whatever it is. Second scene? Whatever. We're done with the anime version of the Rhydon.
Now let's talk about the TCG. I have 2 Rhydon cards. I'll start with the older one.
The first one is the first Rhydon card design. It was illustrated by Kagemaru Hamino. This is an interesting piece of art. It running at the viewer is a great way to show it in action. The most notable thing, however, is that every part of Rhydon, except its eyes and claws, is too dark in color. Rhydon has never been portrayed in official art as this dark.
It has 100 HP, which is 30 HP higher than its contemporary Rhyhorn. It's 6'3" and 265 pounds, which is 0.4 pounds heavier than its weight in the official Pokedex. Next to the weight, there is the jungle expansion symbol. It has 2 moves, Horn Attack and Ram. This is the first time we've covered a Pokemon that shares an attack with its predecessor. In this case, it's Horn Attack. On this card, it costs 1 fighting energy and 2 of any energy and hits for 30 damage. Ram is not a move from the video games. On this card, it costs 4 fighting energies. It hits for 50 damage but does 20 damage to itself. It also causes the opponent to switch to a benched Pokemon, if they have one. Rhydon is weak to Grass type for double damage. It's resistant to Lightning type for minus 30 damage. It costs 3 of any energy to retreat. Its description reads, protected by an armor like hide. It is capable of living in molten lava of 3,600 degrees. This is almost identical to the Pokedex entry in Pokemon Red, Blue, Leaf Green, X, and Shield. It's level 48. The second card is the 8th Rhydon card design. It was illustrated by Naoyo Kimura. It's a fine enough image. It certainly isn't as interesting as the first card, but at least the coloring is correct. It has 90 HP, 10 less than the other Rhydon. It is the same height as the other Rhydon. It's 264.6 pounds, which is 0.4 pounds less than the other Rhydon. This Rhydon has 2 moves, Storm Up and Crash Impact. Neither are moves from the video games. On this card, Storm Up costs 1 fighting energy and 1 of any energy. It does 30 damage or 50 damage depending on if a Stadium card is in play. Stadium cards are a type of trainer card that are meant to act as the place where the battle is taking place. Each have special rules that change the match. I'll talk about the one I have when I talk about Uxie, Mespirit, or Azelf. I haven't decided how I'm going to deal with a trainer card with multiple different Pokemon on it. On this card, it costs 2 fighting energies and 1 of any energy. It does 60 damage to the opponent Pokemon, and the opponent has to swap their active Pokemon with one on their bench if they can. It also causes Rhydon to take 10 damage. This Rhydon is weak to water for plus 20 damage and is resistant to lightning for minus 10 damage. Its retreat cost is 2 of any energy. In the bottom right of the card, there is the Diamond and Pearl expansion symbol. This Rhydon's description reads, its brain developed after it stood up on its hind legs. Its drill horn bores tunnels through solid rock. This is the Pokedex entry in Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, Brilliant Diamond, and Shining Pearl. It's level 43. I don't have a card for Chansey, so the next Pokemon with cards I'll talk about is Tangela. Now let's see why people love Rhydon. Now let's look at fan art.
Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you not familiar with the series, what we do is we go through these images until we find an image that doesn't contain a Rhydon. So here we've got Commission Rhydon by Sa Dewey. It's this really cool Rhydon doing this cool move here. That's very fun, slightly stylized, and looks like a painting. That's nice. Then we've got Team Rocket Leader by Evil Apple 513. So we've done this yesterday and then another earlier video, but we can do it again. So this is Giovanni, the leader of Team Rocket here. And these are his Pokemon, Nidoking, Nidoqueen, Rhydon, of course, Rhyhorn, and Dugtrio. These are all Pokemon he's had in the games and I'm sure various other media. It's a very nice piece of art. Looks kind of like it could be a poster. This image doesn't contain a Rhydon, so we'll move on.
Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight as I need to wait until I've talked about Snorlax before I can evolve Rhyhorn into Rhydon. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Chansey. As always, this isn't my proper outfit and you'll see me tomorrow.